So we shall see. I'm really looking forward to it, as I am looking forward to all of the books on this list, because that's what the video is about. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn. Once again, I'd like to wish you a very happy Latinx Heritage Month. Today we are going to be talking about Latinx books coming out within the next year that I am highly anticipating. Some of these come out very soon. Some of them don't come out until like summer 2021. So there's going to be varying amounts of information on these books, but these are the ones that I think you should keep an eye out for if you are invested in reading more books by Latinx authors. So we are starting out with Blaze Wrath Games by Amparo Ortiz. I'm a little bit behind in my filming schedule, which means that this book actually released today as I'm filming this, but I don't have a copy yet, so I'm still anticipating reading it. Puerto Rico is going to be competing in the Blaze Wrath World Cup, a dangerous tournament where dragons and their riders compete in a relay for the very first time. Lana Torres has always loved dragons more than people, and she loves her home country of Puerto Rico, so when the team's runner, the only player without a dragon's deed, is kicked off the team, she jumps at the chance to join. But the tournament is put at jeopardy when a former player teams up with the Sire, a legendary dragon cursed to take human form, to destroy dragon sanctuaries around the world. The only way they'll stop is if the cup gets cancelled. Y'all know I love me a good dragon book, and so I was excited about this to begin with when I saw the beautiful dragons on the cover. I was even more excited when I found out they were Latinx dragons, and I've interacted with Amparo on Twitter and here on YouTube, and she just seems like the sweetest person, and so I am so excited to be picking up this book very soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. And I really encourage you to go get it because you can. It is out. It is officially out. So go do. Next we have Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey, which releases on November 10th, 2020. Lila Reyes has always dreamed of the day when she and her sister Pilar will inherit their family's Miami bakery, but this spring has been a rough one. Her best friend abandoned her, she was dumped by her long-term boyfriend, and her abuela passed away. Her parents, who are understandably concerned for her emotional health, decide to ship her off to Winchester, England for the summer so she can work at the family inn. But being a Miami Cuban baker has been her destiny, and she cannot help but miss her home. There are some definite upsides to England, though, like the charmingly positive Orion Maxwell, who decides to make himself her personal tour guide. He's able to help her deal with her grief by sharing his own struggle over his mother's early onset dementia. Lila soon finds herself growing to love her life in England, and when a special opportunity arises in London, she finds herself caught between an unexpected future and the legacy she's always dreamed of. So, like I said in my last video, I absolutely loved Laura Taylor Namey's book, Library of Lost Things, and I am very excited to read this one. First of all, the cover's amazing. I believe there's like a cardigan that's significant in this story, which last time I counted I own 10 different cardigans. They're like my favorite clothing item always, and so like emotional significance with a cardigan, I feel like I'm gonna cry again, basically, is what I'm saying. And also an inn in England and a British boy sounds pretty cozy. I feel like I'm gonna be into that. Next we have Fantastic Tales of Nothing by Ale Green and Fanny Rodriguez, which releases on November 17th. The island of Nothing is a fantastical land where humans coexist with magical creatures called Vulcan. Our hero, Nathan, is a totally normal human, or so he thinks. After an odd encounter with a being named Haven who is neither human nor Vulcan, he discovers that he has mysterious powers. Nathan and Haven set off on a quest to save the island with Vulcan mercenaries on their heels. So this is a middle grade graphic novel, and it sounds like the exact sort of brand of weird magical zaniness that I loved reading when I was a middle grader. And one of my favorite books when I was in middle grade was a graphic novel, Adeline and the Yellow Cat. And so I feel like this seems like it would be right up middle grade me's alley. I actually do have an e-arc of this book that I received recently, and I will be reading it soon, so you might want to keep your eye out for a review on Here There Be Magic Rights, my blog where I post such things. But I've already sneaked a peek at it, and it looks so colorful and vibrant, and I'm just really excited to read it. And yay! So for this next one, I want to say content warning for Harry Potter, and I'm going to be talking about transphobia. I'm not implying that this book is transphobic in any way. I have not read this book. However, it does directly reference Harry Potter as part of its premise, and therefore if you are uncomfortable with any discussion of Harry Potter for any reason, I would just skip to the next section of the video. Next is This Is How We Fly by Anna Moreno, which releases on December 15th, 2020. Ellen Lopez Rourke is planning on spending the entire summer before college with her two best friends, but that plan goes straight down the drain when her sometimes evil stepmother grounds her. Desperate to do something with her time, she convinces her parents to let her join the local Muggle Quidditch team. Suddenly, her life is taken over by training with a horde of Harry Potter fans. As she begins to grow apart from her old friends and her home life becomes increasingly complicated, she begins to wonder if Quidditch is really where she belongs. So the issues surrounding this book, I feel like, are pretty unfortunate. It seems to be a story that is trying to celebrate how fandom can bring people together, and Harry Potter for the longest time has been one of the biggest fandoms that has brought people together. In fact, Quidditch, turning that into a real sport, like, that's one of the most amazing ways I think fans have brought something to life from something that they love and used it to, you know, connect with other people. Like, that's amazing. I think the fact that there is such a thing as Muggle Quidditch in itself is like something to be celebrated, because it just speaks to how we're able to bring things to life, which is why it's so fucking terrible that she who must not be named has been spewing just the most violently transphobic vitriol across the internet. So personally, I am no longer going to be directly supporting J.K. Rowling. I'm not going to buy licensed merchandise. I have taken the books off my shelf even because, unfortunately, they now make me sort of ill to look at. But I feel like I have to draw the line when it comes to potentially harming other authors for actions they are not responsible for. And I feel like this book falls into that category where Anna is in no way responsible for the fact that J.K. Rowling is a TERF, right? And so I would hate to see her book do poorly based off of actions of another woman that she cannot control, right? Because J.K. Rowling betrayed thousands upon thousands of people. But I totally understand, and I'm not trying to convince anyone to read this book if you are not comfortable doing so. Next, we have Once Upon a Quinceanera by Monica Gomez Hira, which is set to release on March 2nd, 2021. Carmen Aguilar is not particularly looking forward to being stuck in an unpaid internship all summer, performing in a ball gown in the Miami heat with her deeply regrettable ex Mario Reyes as a dance partner at her spoiled cousin's quinceanera. But if she can get past all of that, maybe she can find her own happily ever after. So I'm really interested in this for a couple of reasons. So first of all, the main character works for what is described as a cosplay company. On the cover of the book, she's in this yellow ball gown that looks very Disney princess. So I am intrigued because I am always intrigued by things that look very Disney princess. I'm a third generation Mexican American on my mother's side, and unfortunately we have lost a lot of our cultural traditions outside of food. So my grandma, my mom, and I, none of us had a quinceanera. And it's something I've always been really curious about, and so I am interested to see how it's portrayed in this book, because I do know there's some controversy around it being sort of an outdated patriarchal sort of thing. So yeah, overall I'm just really excited for this book. It has an adorable, adorable cover, which I've probably put up somewhere here. Like, just appreciate that for a second. Isn't that cute? So I cannot wait to pick it up when it releases next spring. Next we have The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore, which is set to release on March 16th, 2021. Content warning for this one for sexual assault. Graciela Cristales' world is turned upside down when she and a boy she barely knows are sexually assaulted at the same party. The neighborhood trees vanish overnight, leaving dangerously magical mirrored glass in their place, and she loses her gift for making enchanted pan dulce. When the boy Locke shows up at Graciela's school with no memory of what happened, she vows to help him, because she remembers exactly what happened that night and she knows that nobody must ever find out. I just think that Anna Marie McLemore's writing is some of the most beautiful stuff I've ever read, and they've described this book as being incredibly personal, and the cover's just beautiful, and I just finished Miss Meteor and I really love that, so everything's adding up for me to be like very, very excited for this book, although I know that it's probably going to be pretty difficult to read. I just can't wait to see what magic they bring to the page this time. Next we have Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee, which is set to release on May 4th, 2021. Noah Ramirez is a self-proclaimed romance expert. After all, he is the voice behind the popular blog Meet Cute Diary, which publishes stories about trans happily ever afters. Except the stories are all fake. And when a troll exposes him, the only way to save the diary is to convince everyone that they are actually more than just the fantasies of a closeted trans boy. The solution? Fake dating. I love the fake dating trope, and so I'm super excited to see it being written with a trans main character, a trans guy who's going to be fake dating another guy. Like, yay diversity, basically. I honestly think it's silly when people try to say that tropes are overdone, especially when they've only been done by like straight white people, because as someone who's very in love with certain tropes, fake dating being one of them, I will eat that shit up until forever. And so I am so excited for this book, and also the cover just released recently, and that is the cutest shit. It's the cutest shit I've seen. Oh my gosh. Look at that, and tell me that isn't the cutest thing. Okay, anyway, not the point. Please pick up Meet Cute Diary when it releases in May. Next, we have Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria, which is set to release on June 8th, 2021. Danny and Eden were born to kill dragons. That's right, y'all, it's another Latinx dragon book. Okay. While for Danny nothing comes before school, Eden is obsessed with her training. But when Danny forges a rare magical bond with a dragon named Nox, she begins to realize everything they learned about dragons may be wrong. Meanwhile, Eden turns to mysterious sorcerers to help her save her sister from the dragon. The two of them would do anything to save each other, but they've been caught up on different sides of a conflict that is more dangerous than either of them realizes. I could not keep myself from exclaiming about Latinx dragons, but again, once again, I will read any dragon book you put in front of me. I love dragons so much, and so I'm so happy. I also am an only child, but I love sibling relationships in YA books, and so I'm super excited to see like both sides and they're like on separate sides. Like, it just seems so exciting. I'm so excited. I can't believe I have to wait like half a year for this. Next we have Cassadora by Romina Garber, which is set to release on August 17th, 2021. This is the sequel to Love is Zona. We don't know much about it yet, but it follows Manu and her friends as they continue on their journey. I'm really excited to get to explore more of this world because, as I mentioned in my last video, I am obsessed with this sort of like urban fantasy, portal fantasy sort of mix that she has going on here. Again, honestly, a big chunk of why I wanted to talk about this book in this video is just they released the cover and it's gorgeous. Like, I think I love this one possibly even more than the Love is Zona cover, and the Love is Zona cover is one of my favorite covers of 2020. 2021 though, honestly, their cover game, strong. So strong. But yeah, I will definitely keep y'all updated as more information releases. I'll be talking about this book, I'm certain, all the way up until the release date and beyond. So don't worry, you will find out more when I do. And last but not least, we have Our Way Back to Always by Nina Moreno, which is set to release sometime in 2021. Fanfic writing drummer Luisa and golden boy Sam are next door neighbors who used to be best friends. Their paths collide senior year of high school when they rediscover their old bucket list and decide to complete it before graduation. So this is set in Port Coral, which is where Don't Date Rosa Santos is set. I love Port Coral more than like some fantasy settings in books. Like this little Florida town, I would move there in a heartbeat, honestly. It's so lovely, and y'all know, if you watch my last video, Don't Date Rosa Santos, one of my favorite books of all time. It is just a little bright ray of sunshine, but also makes me cry like and so I'm so excited to see what Nina has come up with for this book. Alright, that is all that I have for y'all this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more from my channel, remember to click that subscribe button. Also remember to go check out my blog, Here There Be Magic Writes, where I post wrap-ups, reviews, and other bookish content that I don't post here on the channel. So it's like extra bonus magic every Fantastic Friday. Comment down below, are you also super excited for any of these titles? Are there any other titles that I missed on my list that I should be anticipating? Please let me know. My TBR is never ending, so adding a few more titles can't hurt. With that being said, my name is Evelyn. I make new videos every magical Monday, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.